Hi, guys. How are you today? We have a lot going on today. We're still waiting on John Yates, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. So I'm going to go into, oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, so I was contacted earlier. You guys, if you watched yesterday, I did a show when I brought on a immigration specialist, and we were talking about all the things about Larissa, and she said it didn't sound right. I was contacted earlier by another person that's really close to the situation, and he just gave me all of this evidence about Larissa, um, that really doesn't add up. So I'm just going to present what I have. John Yates has other evidence, and we're going to let you guys choose. If you watch this channel, you know John is a panelist on my team, and so we're two different people. Someone has not closed out. Is everyone closed out? So let me go over. Yeah, that's you, Perry. And then you went. Okay, let me go over all the evidence that was presented to me today. And then, oh my gosh. And then it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's just a lot. But I will say this: if Larissa is not telling the truth, she has really gotten herself into some hot water. Okay, so one of the things that was presented to me was this site. It's a ISIS site, and you could type in a person's name, the country that they're from, things like that, and it will tell you if a person has been arrested or they've been detained by ISIS. So
ICE.
Oh, I keep saying ISIS. That's another thing. I gotta say ICE. You could go ahead and look it up and see if somebody has been arrested. Now, before I do that, Carmen did say the other day, she was the very first post saying that Larissa had been arrested and was by ICE. Okay, so there's this site, and I guess some of the people that I'm talking to looked her up, and I tried to pull up her name, her real name, and she's not in there. Okay, it's a lot of stuff. He did release this letter to TMZ. Let me put this up, saying that she really was arrested. Okay, and this is the letter that she gave to TMZ. Okay, so this person that called me is very close to the situation. They're saying that all government documentation that has to do with ICE has to have this government emblem on it. Let me show you that. Okay, John's trying to sign in. That has to have this government emblem on it. And this is how you know that something is officially from ICE. Okay, here's the emblem that is clearly not on the paperwork that Larissa gave to TMZ. I want to show you the emblem. It's a lot going on here. If you guys see this green emblem right here, they're saying all official documents have this emblem. And that way you know that someone just didn't type up a phony letter or something like that. So the paper that Larissa gave to TMZ or Carmen, I don't know which one gave it to them. They don't have that emblem on the paperwork. Also, TMZ says in their own article that they couldn't verify the information that she really was arrested. It goes on and on and on. There's more paperwork. I guess John got a different story. Also, they're saying that in the state of Nevada, there are two ICE buildings, one for the detainees and one for the administration. She took a picture in front of the administration building, and of course, it's obvious, we all know that by now, that office was closed. Okay, Carmen has been saying, well, she wasn't arrested. She was going to change her address. Okay, so we have that rumor going around the internet. But if I go back to her original posting that she posted that day, because she has since closed her made her IG account private. If you go to the original posting, it says right here. Let me see if I can get that up for you guys. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, it just froze. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it just froze. Not responding. What a day. In her original document, Carmen clearly says that she.
Oh, she froze for a second.
Yes, she's frozen.
Wow.
Well, we do know it's a lot of information. So if you guys still can hear, it's just a lot of stuff.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Well, now windows up. You got two windows up. You have to close one.
Two of you.
I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
All right. So can you hear me though? Just fine?
Yeah, no, but not for the last 2 minutes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that when Carmen first posted her original posting, it says right here, Larissa just got arrested. Okay. Now the story say there's a story going around that she didn't mean arrest. She meant she got picked up to go taken down to change her address. It's just a lot of different stories and accusations going around. So I'm just going to put the stuff out there, and then John's going to tell you what he thinks. This is very serious. And why this is so important is people are saying that they made up the story for money. They were going to open a GoFundMe account and ask for donations for her to have for her lawyer fees. But she made all of this up. This is the rumors that are going around. John Yates is supposed to call in and give us some pro Larissa stories. The reason this is so important, and if you guys remember yesterday, I had an immigration specialist on. She's saying that if this is true, if she really was just looking for money and fabricated this whole lie, I don't know what to call it. She has put her green card status in severe danger. It's really, really serious. So I'm just going to present the information out there. I don't know what would possess anyone to create such a crazy story and put your citizenship in danger and risk being deported. But if you did, this is big trouble. I know one of the arguments online was saying that TMZ vouched for her. They did not vouch for her. They wrote the story. They said that she was actually arrested, but they couldn't verify the information. That's what TMZ has said. That's a lot different than saying, no, I know for a fact. Another thing for me would be there's two buildings in Henderson, like in Las Vegas for ICE. As I said, the detention center is actually in Henderson. And let me put that picture up for you. Here's the detention center. This building looks nothing like what she walked out of when she gave the pictures yesterday. Here's the detention center. Let me see if I can make this bigger. And see, it says right there, Henderson Detention Center. The other building that she was at was the administration building. That's where you would go to get a change of address. Something's missing in your paperwork, things like that. So that's what I know about the information. We've got a lot of people that are said that they want to call in and give more evidence. I'm actually waiting right now for John. And like I said, I got an outpour of people wanting to look into this and people that are clearly taking sides. Some people say, well, she never said that she was arrested. That's not true. She did say she was arrested. Somehow I just happened to keep the original posting that I had. And this is what stemmed it all. This is serious. It's not a joke. So, Larissa has to clear some things up. if she's telling the truth. I'm not going to say she's lying or not lying. I can't wait for John to call in. That's who we're waiting for. And he will clear some things up too. He said he has some details he wanted to add to the story. I just didn't want you guys sitting around waiting. V, first thoughts. What are your first thoughts from what you knew? No. Can you hear me, V?
Sorry.
Oh, let me ask Perry. Perry, what are your first thoughts before we get John's side of the story?
I know. My first thoughts is this, like you said, nobody knows whether she's lying or telling the truth. But when Carmen came out and said, oh, it's a big thing, she got arrested and posted on her IG account. That would be totally different if you knew somebody came to pick you up, which I highly doubt they're going to pick you up to go down to fill out a change of address. Mm-hmm. If they would have had a problem with her and went there, they could have found out the information they was missing right then on the spot and probably had no need to take her down to the administration building. Okay. So Carmen came out with this whole thing. It's a big thing. She was arrested for attention, and in my opinion, right? Then she want to go back. No, she wasn't this and that. If she wasn't arrested for that and it wasn't not a big deal, why did Carmen even post it on her IG account? And Carmen made it a big deal. Then I wonder why Carmen and Eric and Larissa was together in the first place. If they was about ready to take off and move, because I didn't think they were such great friends.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't sound right, even for me, for yesterday when I was talking to the officer. But I will say this, it's so serious now that I found out that she could get locked up for this, she can get deported for this, that we got to make sure we look at all the evidence. But it didn't sound right to me yesterday. Amar, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are the same as I said yesterday, as I think there's some truth to it, that she has some icing dealings with maybe getting her paperwork work, maybe changing her address and whatnot. And then she uses that as a kind of the buildup of saying, well, now let's turn this as I got arrested by ISIS. We take a couple of pictures of me leaving the administration building and they say, hey, I got arrested. They let me go. And then, like you said, if there's legal ramifications, you can say, well, no, I did. I had to go take care of some stuff with ISIS. It was my friend that said, or the person said that I got arrested. I didn't say that I got arrested. Somebody else posted it. So it kind of keeps her. I don't know how legally she did anything wrong. Like, she didn't do anything legally wrong. She just told a story. I think I can tell anybody I got arrested. I don't know. Well, they can say
what legally wrong was say that she got arrested when she didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crime, because like I can tell anybody I got arrested. What crime?
It doesn't look good.
No. It's misleading. No. It's misleading.
I say this. It may not be a crime, but you're a liar.
Ooh.
Okay, and I'll take that. But it cannot be a crime. We have the freedom of speech.
Okay, right.
Anything I want.
Okay. Let me tell you something. But if you lie to me yesterday and come back today and act like you didn't lie, that's when we got a problem.
And I will tell you this one quick thing. You will be lying if you're under oath. Then that's a crime. Outside of that,
for me, for Perry, it don't take you to be under oath. If you lied to me, you lied to me.
Amar, I think you're looking at it as an American citizen. When you are in the if you're trying to get a citizenship over here, they analyze the most minute thing. Anything can get you kicked out. But you saying that you got deported so you can open up a GoFundMe to get money, no, you will be kicked out.
But there's no proof of that, right? Has a GoFundMe started?
Well, V, did you see something about a GoFundMe?
Because if not, that's all just kind of rumors. That's what she was trying to do. These are all rumors, and that we're getting. So I don't think ICE is going to say, all right, we'll go off of rumors and go ahead and count.
Let me tell you something. If they suspect that you're faking a marriage, you're out. If they think you don't know enough about that person, you're out. To be caught swindling, you're out. Here's John.
She didn't get caught swindling. Like, she had to be caught. Like, she didn't get any money yet. She hasn't been caught.
Hi, John. How are you?
Lying, I guess.
No.
I think John has his.
Go ahead.
So I have already given John the evidence that I showed you guys. I've talked to John about this. He knows exactly what's going on. And at the end of the day, okay, you guys, John is my friend. We're friends, and we got different information, and we're just putting the information out. What's your information, John?
What did you guys already say? Just so I'm like caught up.
Okay, so we talked about the website that it didn't show there was arrest. We talked about TMZ saying it wasn't verified. We did show that Carmen said arrest and not to the change of address. About the form, the LS 220A form is what needed to be filled out. The sheet that was shown on TMZ was not that form, and then the government emblem that's supposed to be on all documents.
So do you guys think that like Larissa's forging government documents?
Well, what would be the explanation that she doesn't have the document with the correct emblem on it?
I mean, I don't, I've known Larissa for quite a while, and I don't think that she would ever, okay. Larissa has like plenty of publicity, right? Between her being like the most talked about cast member on the season of Happily. I mean, like if you love her or you hate her, she's the one who's getting the most publicity. So if you put that into her being that, then her recent move, then her Cam Soda thing where she got $100,000 in an hour. I mean, that's how much she made. She made $100,000 in 1 hour on that Cam Soda live. And the OnlyFans, why would she need more publicity than she already has?
Well,
I don't think she did it for publicity. I think she did it because of money.
Well, no,
let me say this before we start debating. I'm kind of in the same situation as John. When you start to know these people and talk to them, you see a different side. And I'll give you an example. And then, so you get a deeper look at what they're really like. Like, I like Laura. You guys hate Laura. I like Laura. Perry likes Lisa, baby girl Lisa. They always have a different side too. They're not exactly as you see them on TV. Would you agree with that, John?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't stand Laura, but I get you.
No, okay. I'm just trying to say that when you start interacting with them, you see a different side. So you might have a different perspective than everybody else, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, go ahead. V, you were saying, why would somebody do that?
Yeah, and she could have been, she didn't have to be the mastermind behind the plan. She could have been drawn into the plan after it was told to her, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, this, and that, and then she could have agreed to do it. But there's so much evidence saying that doesn't add up. All the stuff that we've presented is facts that don't add up. So that's why I'm questioning this whole thing.
But why would she need more publicity when she had just she had just made $100,000 in an hour a few days before on the Cam Soda? Why does she need more? I mean, I think a lot of people have Ashley in the back of their head, where Ashley did all these stunts and went to and made fake hospital visits and fake GoFundMes, and Ashley was the queen of publicity stunts. And like, I've known Larissa for over 2 years now, and like Larissa's never pulled a stunt like this, and she would not need it. Why would Larissa? So is the consensus now on this panel that what Larissa gave to TMZ are fake documents that Larissa forged?
I'll say this, John. It's my consensus that things aren't adding up, and it's easy to throw out that facade and say, hey, if a person just made $100,000 in an hour, why would they need anything more? No. Perry thinking is, what if
I think Amar's more on John's side.
Okay, well, now that's fine.
But why would she need a GoFundMe if she made $100,000?
No. That was Ashley. I was referring.
I got you with that. I ain't confirming. Perry didn't say she had a GoFundMe. That was just a rumor out there. So we can discredit that, okay? I'm just saying what I see that's brought to the table, okay? Now, being a black man, I feel like if you get accused of something, right, and you want to prove your innocence, and you can show some document, show the document, okay? We wouldn't need to be having this conversation. Show a full document. Why are you blocking out stuff? The documents that I seen didn't have a date.
Well, it should. Anytime
have
you
a
get
date on them.
released from
It
jail,
was
she should
Saturday's
have
date.
some.
Let me bring it up. Let me bring up the document. Hold on, while you guys are talking.
But she should have some release paperwork from getting released if she was arrested. John, is she saying she was arrested?
It was her ROR. She was released on her own recognizance. That was a document with the date, with Saturday's date.
Okay.
And the document
John, John, they showed proof. They showed proof by taking a picture of her coming out of the building.
That was not the only. No, I get what you're saying, V, but that wasn't just the only proof.
You want me to bring up the one from TMZ?
And then another thing, do they have court on Saturday with ISIS? Because regular court, there is no court. If you get arrested on Friday, you got to wait till Monday to even get released on your own reconnaissance.
And I say this: you can only go in by appointment only, right? And now
I know she can't be released on her own reconnaissance without seeing a judge.
Okay, well, I don't know. Ask John.
No, that's fact. That's fact. It has to be a judge that see her saying, "I believe she won't go on a run. I believe," and because usually they put a bail on there if they feel like you need. But if they release you on your own reconnaissance, they believe you won't flight risk. They believe they trust you, but you still would have to be in some type of judge, somebody who has to sign off on this. And on a Saturday, I've never seen a judge on Saturdays. You have to wait till Monday morning to, like, if you get arrested Friday. I've always seen Monday morning is when you will be getting to see a judge.
Here's the document that was given to TMZ.
But there's more to it, Sharrell.
There's more?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look.
No, that's what was posted, but there's more to. I mean, I've seen it. And
more we didn't see. Let me see. Let me go look.
The document actually do say September 19th. It was released, whatever. Why she blocked the other stuff off, I don't know. People know.
I wouldn't want my case number out there for people to see.
Well,
that's
fine, but people already know by being on the show that you got this case going.
Here's the thing that
it's what I'm trying to say. I mean,
how come no one else can confirm she got arrested besides Carmen and her? How come when I go to the site, we can't pull that up? There's some crazy tape going around of somebody asking in the ICE saying they have no record of it. How come there's no official document?
I don't think that, I think there was a miscommunication between what really happened and what Carmen posted on Saturday morning. I think that she was taken and detained.
Okay, John, yeah. And you might be right, but let me ask you this. Do you think that they actually sent out an officer to pick her up?
She was on her way out, and I've spoken to pretty much everybody that was in that scene, and they were on their way out, and she was picked up and brought to whatever center she was at. And whether she was cuffed or not, I think there was a big lapse on what happened and what Carmen said. I'm thinking maybe that she wasn't and they just brought her in. But I don't think I think Carmen jumped the gun a little bit.
John, don't you have this information? You talked to her or not? Did she tell you? Can she tell you this is what they arrested me for?
Larissa keeps that stuff close to the vest with the immigration shit.
They took me in because they're saying it's just a change of address now.
It's all kind of rumors going out there, but that's one of the rumors is that it was a change of address.
Even if that's a rumor, according to the other rumors, that place was closed, right? So
no. It says
that wouldn't cancel that out.
Closed. Yeah, that place is closed on the weekend, right? But what I'm saying is, if in your belief, John, I mean, everything set aside, right? Do you think somebody gonna send an officer out, immigration officer, to your house to pick you up for some administrative?
If someone was pissed enough at Larissa, hell fucking yes. And there are a lot of people who don't like Larissa. I mean,
I get that part. No, I get that part. No, I mean, so that they would come out and pick her up just off of a wimp phone call. They wouldn't pull up the records and say, no, this person is good. Because Carmen came back and said later or something to her effect that it was some things she just needed to straighten out. Okay. Well,
that's what Perry's trying to say. He said we can just call anybody and say that's an immigrant and be like, hey, I don't know, I don't like this person. I think they're doing stuff, and then ISIS just come out and be like, all right, let's go check out if they're not committing any crimes.
And,
But
and,
just
and,
look
then,
into this person.
and then at the same time, they don't take you to the detention office, right, where they hold you. They take you to the administration office that's closed. No, John, listen what I'm saying. This whole thing could just be, at the end of the day, yeah, she went down there, had to fill out something, got some paperwork saying she was released, whatever. Carmen is the reason why we're talking about it. Carmen is the one took to IG and said Larissa was arrested. That alerted Sharrell to say, oh, Larissa was arrested and deported, because people want to say, well, you said that. Typically, when you in immigration status and you get arrested, more than likely you are getting deported. So that's why you would just add that part in. But that's what Sharrell said. But at the same time, it's like, it could be a clear answer to the whole thing, but Carmen is the one that did it. And John, if me and you are friends and somebody came to my house and picked you up, I'm not going to Instagram personally. Oh my God, John just got arrested. I'm gonna go down and see if I can find out what's going on. I'm gonna go and find out what's going on with you first before I report to anybody.
No, I absolutely agree with you, Perry, on that one. I do think that Carmen jumped the gun, and she shouldn't have said that, because by her saying that led to all this that we're all in right now, and everybody's at each other's throats. So I couldn't agree with you more on that one.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay, let me ask the question, period.
Okay.
If she, I mean, because she could clear this whole thing up. If she was picked up and then released, she would have some type of release paperwork, right? Right.
But
That's
she
what they're saying. They
posted her
showed
ROR.
release of the reconnaissance. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
they showed that. They showed that she was released already. So that's her paperwork. That's what they're saying her paperwork is.
Who showed it?
That's the.
I mean, I posted it.
Back up.
TMZ. I'll pull it back up. It's TMZ and Soap Dirt and John. They all released the paper, and this is the paper. And John said this is not the full paper. This is what we've seen. But according to the person that I talked to, there's supposed to be an emblem right here. Well, they said that this is the wrong form. Period. They said the form that she's supposed to fill out to release is called a L220A form.
But Sharrell, do you think that Larissa would go ahead? So let's say this is all phony and play devil's advocate. Do you think Larissa would post a phony immigration document when we all know that immigration's watching her?
Well,
that's what I said. That's legal. That would be illegal if she did that. That's the illegal stuff right there. If she's doing that,
that's a crazy thing to do, because you are putting your citizenship in danger.
Well, no, she's not danger. She doesn't want her citizenship. If that's fake and she's lying, like John says, she doesn't want her citizenship.
That's crazy. If you did that, that's really crazy. But if I have an officer telling me, a person that works there, that this is not the form, and then they give me the form, let me bring up the form that's supposed to be filled out. And plus, at this point, I'm real careful about what I say, because I didn't realize yesterday that you could get kicked out for this. So but this is the form that was sent to me that a person that works there says, this is what you're supposed to fill out. This is nowhere near that form. And it will be getting in a package that has that emblem. I don't know what to believe at this point, and it's real serious.
But see, like you said, it would be in the package that had that emblem. This page don't have the emblem. So so she could send one page that may not have the emblem on it, and it still can be legal documents.
Let's start.
Well, no, you don't send a page that doesn't have the emblem on it, but it has your name on it, and addressing the subject, and says a title at the top. The title at the top.
That's the important information. That's the release of reconnaissance page that I need to show everybody that I was released from jail. So I don't need to show you an emblem. I'm not going to be worrying about, let me make sure the emblem is shown so everybody.
What I'm saying is the page that she released should have had the emblem on it. It said what the name of the form was, and then it had her name on there that she blanked out, and it had the date. It should have had the emblem on it.
But Sharrell just showed us a page that didn't have the emblem on it, and that was the page of the release.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Like everyone's going by emblems or wrong, none of us work for immigration, and none of us are in that Las Vegas office. And now we're all experts in Oh, well, that's
Exactly.
not the emblem, and that's not the C5205, and that's not this, and that's not that. Like, and at the end of the day, Larissa. Okay, so Larissa's gonna post a story how she got arrested for the 4th time now, and I'm now feeling arrogant. I'm talking with my hands. Larissa's doing a story where she's arrested for 4th time. Do you think people are gonna want to sign with her now? Oh, look, who's gonna want to sign with somebody who's constantly getting arrested? Or Larissa's trying to make money. So this is a good idea. You know what? Camp. Let's make a story that I was fake arrested, and that should bring me more money. Who's gonna want to sign this woman after she got arrested for a 4th time for?
Well, okay,
It
yeah,
has to have some truth.
okay.
She's gonna get arrested forging documents.
Okay, but I get it. I get what you're saying, John. But a person who possibly could think that way is a person who got arrested the first time and still moved on to make more money. The second time, still moved on to make more money. The third time, still moved on to make more money. It's a conscious thought. But what I'm saying is, what if this happened, right? I mean, I'm just gonna throw something out there. They was gonna leave that day to go to Colorado. And that form they showed, because neither one of us, like you said, are immigration specialists on the panel, right? What if she had an appointment to go and pick up this form? Okay, we releasing you. I'm not even sure if you get to have this release form to go from state to state. What if that was a thing? But why would they make a big storyline out of it? Like, say if it was a simple her going down and pick up a form that got this date on it, right? Saying that she's released from Nevada and able to go to Colorado, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why would you make a story? She has been arrested. Oh my God, we got to go down and check on her. That's where we having a problem from.
And I agree with you. I don't think Carmen should have put that story out there. I don't think she should have said she'd been arrested.
Right. Let me ask you this: why do you think Carmen did it? Publicity, right? Well, I mean, that would be my first thought. But what's your thought?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we take questions from the audience, because they have a lot of questions. Okay. So let me start taking these questions. I'm going to drop you, Amar and V, and I'll bring you back. Whew, a long line. Hi, Ablavi. How are you?
Hi. I think Larissa is lying. And the reason why I think Larissa is lying is because we as the audience have given her a lot of fame for bad behavior. Because let's be honest, if it had been Colt beating Larissa, he would have already been off the show. I have no doubt she's doing this for publicity, because what I do know about reality shows, they have 360 deals like musicians do. They pay a bit of the money they make on other sponsorships with their networks. So she would be TLC and Discovery. She is bleeding for money, and this is a money grab. I feel no.
Just made $100,000 in an hour a few days.
Correct, but you have to pay taxes when you make $100,000.
So she made 60.
40%. Then you have to pay an agent. Then you have to pay. Maybe she's making $30,000 of that. Larissa spends $72,000 on her face. We have to be realistic.
She didn't pay a dime for it.
She didn't, but she has expensive taste, and $100,000 is different for somebody like me than it is for her. I believe nothing she's saying. I think she's lying, just like Paul, and this is the lying game with all of them. I believe not a word.
Ooh, that's a powerful statement. Wow. Okay. I mean, but it's serious. Listen. The reason I'm real careful about what I say right now is so serious.
It is serious.
Yeah.
But she's had 4 chances, She's had 4 chances. And I'm done with it. This is the 4th chance with her. She and Colt 3 times.
Then it's 4. So then you believe that the arrest was real?
I believe it's fake.
Then it'd be
I believe
3
it was
chances.
just a change of address. I don't believe she was arrested. I believe she just changing her address, and that's why she went to get the document. She will have to show me the evidence, and that means I would need to see a police I believe nothing she says. Absolutely nothing. She's done in my eyes. I don't want to see her another season. I'm done.
Wow. All right, Ablavi, stay on the line. Let me take another call. Hi, Jamal. How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
So I'm going to take all emotion out of this and go by logic. So
okay,
how would the officers know to pick her up for a change of address?
Because somebody called it in.
So someone basically called ICE on her and hey, she's doing something wrong. Take her in. Is that what we're saying? Someone did that. So Sharrell, can you pull up that document again real quick?
Oh, yeah. Let me find it. Jeez, hold on. Sorry. Here we go. This one?
Yes. Okay. So I do know some people who work for the alphabets
The
and
alphabets?
the alphabet organization, FBI, CIA, those people.
Oh, okay.
So this form, normally on these, you have a seal on the upper left. There's no seal, so it looks like a template of a form. And then if I'm not mistaken, that's a staple mark up in the upper left. So
Right
there's a packet on this particular form. Do we have any proof that this was signed by a judge?
Oh.
Here's the reason why I asked this. It is because this is release on recognizance, which means if this is true, there are charges against her. When you're ROR, you go to court, there's charges against you. So either we're saying there's pending charges against her, or this is fake. So it has to be one or the other.
Of course, there's pending charges. Like TMZ said in that article that was posted today that they couldn't comment on this case. It doesn't mean that there is, like, read between the lines, that there is a case. They just can't comment on it. Everyone's saying, oh, they can't comment because it's not real. No, they said they couldn't comment on this case.
So there's pending charges for her change of address.
She has a deportation thing coming up.
Right. So, but why would they? So basically, if she has something pending coming up, I guess I'm just confused. Why would they pick her up? The timing just seems off. I'll say this for myself. I do not think Larissa was in on this. I don't think that's in her nature. Now, I do believe Carmen and Eric are in on it. I'm sorry. It's too tidy. It's too convenient. You guys are just about to leave, and all of a sudden, ICE comes and gets you.
A, Carmen can't stand Eric. B, Carmen
Yes.
is an immigrant on her own right. Why would Carmen? I mean, she has her own immigration process. Why would Carmen make up lies about that? It would be just as messy as if Larissa had done it. Carmen's not a natural citizen. Carmen is in the immigration process. Like, why would she do that?
So we're let me ask this. I couldn't find this anywhere, but were Eric and Carmen together when Larissa picked up? Were they together? Because Carmen said that I'm here with Eric. Larissa was just arrested. That's what I remember from the post. So they were together. So
no, Carmen wasn't there when.
Okay. But she said no. But she said she was.
She was with Eric after it happened.
It's the aftermath. Got it. Okay, thank you. So I just don't see her like doing this because it's too risky. But I also question the fact it's super risky. Like if I could see the whole court document with the judge's signature, I would be like, okay, good luck. But based on the information we have as the public, it looks fake. It just does. I don't think she's involved. I just think it looks fake. I do think, like you said, John, like someone probably calling her. I think it was Eric. Maybe Carmen was in the background, but that's just how I see it based on the information that we have.
Well, thank you for your comments. Stay on the line, Jamal. I'll get back with you. Is it Lally? Lally?
It's Lally.
Hi, Lally. How are you? You're calling from Ireland?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you have a question for the panel?
I just want to add my few opinions and also to back off, to add to what Jamal is saying, is that, okay, Larissa possibly couldn't be part of it, but also I'm thinking Carmen was just a scapegoat, and I think the master manipulator is actually Eric. He could have possibly dropped some hints towards ICE that oh, Larissa is moving now, and they probably picked her up, and Eric told Carmen that this is what happened, and Carmen reacted, which I don't know why she reacted, because as a friend now, if something's going on with your friend, you ask answers, you ask questions anyways. And also, I'm also an immigrant as well. I'm from the UK. So, and I know the UK, Ireland is kind of like Canada, where they're very welcoming. but the UK are more like ICE. So like, you know, with the deportation, it like, you know, it doesn't take long basically, but how do I say, they catch you at the odd occasions, but like they wouldn't deport you straight away, especially with a criminal background.
Let me say this, because I actually spoke to someone who works there at ICE.
Mhm.
We're just talking right now. Immigration is already looking at this. So the truth will ultimately come out. If it's true, it's bad. If it's true, it's bad. If it's not true, then we're just giving our opinions, and you
Yeah,
know,
but also with this attention now, it kind of like it brought more light.
that's what I'm
onto
trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So just whether anything happens, no matter what we think right now, they're looking at the case. And I
Yeah.
think that immigration is very, very picky. Is that true? So was that your experience? They look at the smallest things.
They look at the smallest things, actually. In fact, there's even like someone that, like, you know, I know personally now, who was kept in immigration at least 2 weeks, and you heard absolutely nothing at all. So how is it for Larissa, who got arrested, came out like an hour later? She would have been kept in at least, like, you know, a week, like kind of like Jay from 90 Day.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it would make a difference that Larissa has a big machine behind her like TLC? Could they
Jay
help?
violated a PFA, and he wasn't in there for a week. He was in there for like 6 weeks. There's a difference between how Jay got in ICE custody and what happened with Larissa.
Yeah, Jay was. Yeah.
Mm.
But do you think that having a big machine behind her, John and Lolly, that would help?
Well, I don't know, but do you remember Ruiz from Molly and Ruiz from 90 Day Fiance?
Mhm.
Apparently he got deported now, and he was
Oh.
still working with 90 Day Fiance. I'm not too sure. It's been rumbling. So
Well, thank you for your call, Lolly. Is that it?
yes,
I
ma'am.
like your name. It's really sweet.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the call. I appreciate it. Bye. Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Well, long time no see. How are
I
you?
know. I miss you. How you doing?
So beautiful. Hey, you guys, I have a question. What is the end game? I know you all have. What would Larissa's end game to be all of this craziness? Because
that's what John's saying.
She's been advised by her attorney. We saw it. We saw it on when 4 weeks ago, her attorney said, you need to be cautious because you have some outstanding immigration issues. So yeah, you're okay and you're clear with these other abuse cases with Colty, but you better be careful because you got these outstanding. So I think I'm with some other people. Do you think Eric has anything to do with this?
A lot of people are saying that. Do you think that, John? It's hard, yeah.
According to what Carmen said, Eric was beside himself, and a couple other people I talked to. I at first maybe I had an inkling that maybe he had something to do with it, but that's saying whether or not you believe that this is real or not. I mean, if this is all fake, then it's all stunt. I don't know.
Oh, she's looking beautiful as ever.
I know. Hi, Cody.
Hi, sweetheart.
How are you?
Good. How are you, lovey?
Good. Listen, I know how you feel, John. When you see my favorite people on the show is Devin and Laura. And when you know a person and it's almost, does this make sense when I say it's two sides? Like they have to act a certain way a little bit on TV to get the ratings. And then they have their real side.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm reading the comments and I see what people are saying about me. And thank you so much for the love, which I'm not getting. So, like, I have been friends with Larissa for 2 years. Like, I was there and I held her hand through her second arrest. And I was there through her third arrest when I was her only outlet to the world when, the whole thing with Colt came down and she was giving me all the information, which I was posting to everybody else. And, you know, I have talked to Larissa probably the most regular out of any other 90 Day Fiance cast member since then. And Larissa's biggest fear always was getting deported and getting in trouble again. And I just cannot fathom the point where Larissa's going to stage this whole thing where she just made $100,000 like a few nights before, where she's launching her OnlyFans, where she's probably going to make $100K a month. I mean, like, why would she risk her own freedom forging ICE documents now? Or you know, just for what? So she could sell a story to InTouch? Like for what reason?
Hey, John, no. I'm saying no. Trust me. I get what you're saying. But have you ever I'm going to take it off the subject for a little bit. Have you ever seen somebody rob a bank and successfully?
No, I see the greed. I get what you're saying, Perry.
They simply get a lot of money, but they go back again. So I'm saying this, like, this the whole thing. Neither one of us know what really happened on the panel. So I don't want nobody to think that we just spit facts. I'm just saying it looks suspicious because typically a regular person, if a cop came in your house and picked you up for something, you normally not out within an hour. And that's just for a local thing. Now, I never knew a company that pick you up just for some administration things for you to fill out. If they would have went there for that, she probably could have solved that on site. That's just my thing. I don't know. But I'm saying, like, Carmen could have threw some stuff out there and made it seem that way. And that's where we're at today.
But Larissa doesn't need to rob the ICE bank. Larissa can rob the Cam Soda bank, and Larissa can rob the OnlyFans bank, and Larissa can rob every other bank. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, for me knowing her, there's no reason why she should be. I mean, like, her. I know everyone knows. Everyone should know that Larissa does not want to leave this country from watching the show, from social media, from that and the other. Like, why would she take it that far to say, oh, you know what, Eric-y, you know what, get on Microsoft Word and type this ICE form out and make sure you forget the emblem that's in the right hand corner, and you know, it's just too much for me.
Jen, let me ask you this.
It doesn't make sense.
If it wasn't Larissa directly, right? Now, what would Eric and Carmen have to do with the show if it wasn't for Larissa? Nothing at all, right? They basically get their publicity through Larissa. Would that be a true statement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, who ran with it?
Yeah, but you're also thinking that Carmen never wanted to be a part of this.
So now, do you think she might follow something with her friends, her so-called friends, thinking that, you know, hey, you know what? They saying do this, maybe I can help them out this way. With not thinking, people make stupid mistakes every day. A lot of people are locked up for making stupid mistakes. So we can't put logic behind everybody's dumb move, right? But at the same time, those two have nothing to do with the show outside of Larissa. Right now, she's in this jam, not because of John Yates, not because of Sharrell's World, because of Carmen.
But no, look, Carmen works 9 to 5. Like, you know, Carmen does not rely on social media or the show. I mean, Carmen was on 2 episodes this season. I honestly think Carmen can give 2 shits about the show.
You know, I got you.
That's not Carmen's bread and butter. Eric, on the other hand, is way different.
Wait, I get you. But Carmen did rely on it over the weekend. 9 to 5.
But
people
look,
that work 9 to 5.
Okay, Perry, I agree with what you're saying.
Work 9 to 5. If I got a friend in trouble, I'm gonna take care of my friendship first, and then come back to report.
Carmen jumped the gun, and she shouldn't have done it. I could not agree more. And I don't know if it was in Carmen's head that, like, you know, from the past with Larissa getting arrested, like, you know, when the third arrest, when she was out and Carmen took her in, and Carmen was like her spokesman. Like, I think maybe that kind of recycled in Carmen's head, and she had to, like, you know, say something about it because, you know, she's Carmen and she's, you know, Larissa's savior. I don't think Carmen should have done that. And honestly, if she never did, then we would never be here. All of us.
Exactly. So we here because what Carmen did. But I'm gonna tell you, just in my life, I see this happen. A person that worked 9 to 5, Carmen sitting there, you know, 9 to 5. It's a hard life. You know, You working 9 to 5 every day, 5 days a week. A person come in the country with nothing. You bring them in for a while. Now you see this person blossom. Like we go back to this, what you just said. She made $100,000 in an hour. After a while, that person working 9 to 5.
Are you saying that Carmen could be jealous of Larissa?
Well, when you working 9 to 5 and you see this happen, you're like, hey, how can I get onto this? Because people who typically work 9 to 5, after a while, you no longer want to. Okay. So, and when you see a person move up, people will piggyback off her.
That's a powerful
What I'm saying is, and that's what happened over this weekend. Like I said, I don't know why she was arrested. If she was arrested, nobody had no footage of her going to the place. It was just her walking around the building. She didn't even walk out the door with the picture I seen. So what I'm saying is, people set up a lot of stuff, John. And like you said, Larissa, your girl or whatever, that's cool. But sometimes, as a friend, you might do something that you really don't want to do just to please your other friends. Right?
Let me take some more calls.
You think it's easy for me? Listen, I knew I was going to be in the minority coming onto this, and the comments dictate that. I knew I was going to be in the minority on the panel, and I said that to Sharrell before we did this. I go, I know I'm going to be in the minority. I just want to, try to talk some sense into people, and that's that.
I get it, and I admire that, and I
admire that. That's a friend.
And I would say this, and I do look at it like, well, maybe Larissa isn't that way really off camera, but that's why I'm going back to these other two who gained from the situation over the weekend.
But
somebody gained something over the weekend.
But what did they gain?
Well,
publicity.
Okay,
we're all
talking
about it.
Would I have ever went to Carmen's Instagram over the weekend? People go into it now. I'm only simply saying, what do you think Carmen gained for posting that? You asked
it's not like Carmen has like sponsors. Like she's not like promoting like
you have to get 1,000 views.
She's not promoting BoomBod.
Views.
You know what I mean?
You get to 1 million views. Maybe she can look at it as being her start. We don't know. But if she was simply gaining nothing, the question to you would be, you ain't defending Carmen. I know that. But why would Carmen do this?
Let me take John out the hot seat. John, I'm going to take some more calls. Do you want me to drop you for a minute?
No.
I don't want you to.
No, I'm fine. Listen, I knew this was gonna happen. I'm fine with it. I know I'm in the minority. It's not, I'm used to it. It's old hat for me. But I wouldn't listen to everybody in the comments and everybody else. I would, knowing that I was going to be in the minority doing this.
No, he did.
I wouldn't have done it unless I firmly believed that there was truth to this story. Like, why should I put myself on fire right now?
Right.
Because it doesn't make any I just want people to think that maybe there's more to the story than what's being said. That's all.
Well, no. I get that part, and that's why Perry's saying we don't know. Nobody on the panel truly know what happened. I'm just saying it looks suspect, and you can see how it looks suspect, though, right?
But why?
I had a quick thing.
Of course it looks suspect. Of course it's
I had a quick thing right now. Right now while I was down, I just called the Las Vegas, their ISIS detention center, and they're saying that they're closed right now. Yeah. This is on a weekday at 3:00 in the afternoon. They're closed right now when I just called. So on Saturday during this pandemic, they're supposed to be open again. I just called. They said they're closed. Now this is during the week. I don't know how they would have been open to do any administration work or even to be just doing anything right now. So I don't know. That's a little sketchy, just right, like you said.
Let me bring in some more callers really quick because I know Leslie wants to talk. Can I drop you, Tammy?
Answer it off if you can, but I just want to know why Larissa isn't just trying to clear. If all of this is such a big misunderstanding, it takes a small little 2-line tweet from her just to say, you know what? I'm sorry. This is all messed up. Give me a chance to make it right. I just don't understand why she's just not simply doing that. I mean,
I think she's probably scared right now. I know John's been talking to her and is so serious. Do you think she's scared right now, John? I'm gonna say it's heavy. And right now, you don't want to say anything that would make it worse or better. So she's just kind of taking the smart move. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to talk through my attorneys. That's what I think is going on.
What would be her charges if she was arrested?
I don't know. I just heard that it was really serious. It could affect her.
That's what I'm saying. We've been watching these shows. They've been getting followed around with cameras all the time. Is she a drug dealer we don't know about? You know what I mean?
Eric.
Somebody like what could they call? Because she has to, like, somebody has to call and say she did something to get arrested.
Well, I don't think she'd go to jail. I think the worst that would happen to her is it would affect her. What do you call it? Citizenship.
So what else has Larissa done? Okay, publicity wise, what other stunts has she pulled?
I see the trouble she's been getting in recently. If you look at how she's changed from Colty to going on to the next stage of her life, if you look at some of her Instagram and social media, it's had Eric involved a lot with some of the crazy stuff that they've been doing. I'm saying, I don't know. It could be just me, but I see what's changed within Larissa's life that has made her go into this different tangent. And I see Eric. Eric seems to be the consistent person that is different. It's changing her.
I mean, I think a lot of people are saying that. I don't know. People seems like they don't like Eric as a whole. Listen, Kimmy.
Like, it's just too much. It's too much. Like, either way, she's getting messed up. Like, either she's going to be going to jail for whatever the crime that she really did commit.
I don't think jail.
How am I being used by Larissa? I'm reading the comments. How is she using me? I'm gaining so much from me doing this right now.
You guys, let's get off of John.
She can only lose. I agree with John.
Like, oh my God.
She can lose a lot more than she can gain.
That I'm getting off me doing this live, like right now, and the post. Yeah, I'm getting so much by this.
John, okay. I agree with you that she can lose more than she will gain out of this.
Yeah, she is. She is. She is currently all this is not really doing much for her. I mean, it might be gaining her a little bit more cameo spots, a little bit more, but this is doing anything much for her. I appreciate you, John. I don't care what all those comments people are saying. You do a good job. You keep doing what you're doing, and tell Larissa she just needs to let us know she's okay, and maybe get new friends in her life. Who knows? Maybe she can even get back with Colty. It seems like he might have been doing better.
No, God, no. I'd rather her forge ICE documents to get arrested 10 more times than her get back with Paul.
Leslie, can you sound off really quick?
Yeah. So, like we were talking about with Tamara, I think it was yesterday, right? We're on with Tamara.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Talking about with Tamara, like at the end, I was like, could it be that somebody basically set her up to do this and told her that, like, this was a good idea? You know, like, these documents, if you're not from the States, if you don't have the information, you know, they look pretty legitimate. You know, if you don't know that there's supposed to be an embossed seal on the upper left-hand corner, or that it needs to be signed or whatever, you know, people can get you to do a lot of things. I don't think that Larissa is necessarily super savvy when it comes to her immigration status handling. And she's scared. She's scared because she's already been threatened to be, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me take one more call.
It's just bad. Like, either if it's true, it's bad, and if it's not true, it's really bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let me bring up another call, and then that's my last call. Hi, Patty. How are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you? How's my audio?
Good. It's good. Sound off. What did you want to talk about?
Well, the first thing I want to say is that, John, you know, I know you feel like you're getting a bad rap, but it's not that bad in the comments, actually.
Okay.
We're just laughing at some of your facial expressions. And then, you know, of course, there's other things. But what I want to say is that I believe that John received information, right? That
John Yates?
Yeah, that something from Larissa, that she was processed or something happened, right?
Okay.
I do think that something happened with immigration, and it could be that her documentation was soon to be expired. Being detained by ICE does not mean that you are arrested to be deported. You can make an agreement to go into the detention center, and you know you will be detained. And they process your paperwork, whatever it is, whether it's moving, whether it's because you missed a filing. Sometimes you miss by a day. And they have to process you. They take you to the detention center, you're held, and then you're released. And they tell you this ahead of time so that you understand that there's no trickery involved, right? And then there's another process that ICE has that does include trickery. It doesn't sound like Larissa was arrested for doing anything bad, or it just sounds like she possibly had to go there and process something, which is why there's a picture. And now this part, what I'm about to say next, there are no facts. This is my suspicion. Carmen released it too early, and maybe Larissa and everybody's not really ready to answer these questions, so it makes it look like it's worse than it is. And it's just very possible if my friend released information on me and I wasn't prepared, then I'd probably just go in hiding. And that's my personality type. If I'm not ready to answer questions, I don't know what to do, then I just go quiet. Everyone's different. So I do think that Larissa did have to process paperwork of some sort, whether it's an expiration of her visa, whatever it is. So I do agree with John that something happened. Something's happening. I don't think she made it up. If she did, then she would be risking all of those fraudulent charges that she can pick up. You cannot impersonate an ICE, not an ICE agent or paperwork or anything. So that was it.
Thank you, Patty, for the call. I appreciate your call.
But like Jamal said earlier, she would have had to be charged with something to be released on her own reconnaissance.
Let me tell you, I will tell you this.
She just had to go there to redo paperwork. You're not getting released for doing paperwork. They're not going to say, all right, paperwork done. Here's your paperwork showing that you did your paperwork. No.
Let me say this. I will say this. This is a very serious situation. I did get contacted by someone in ICE. They contacted me. Tamara did yesterday, and then another person did today, and they are looking into this. It's a very situation, and I would be very afraid if I was Larissa. I would continue not to say anything. When you say something in the public, it just could get twisted and turned. You just gotta go in with your lawyers.
I said they'll use it against you in the court of
They
law.
will, yeah. Larissa needs to continue not to say anything because right now it's very, very serious. What are your last words, Jamal?
One, I appreciate John. Love him. He's great. I like the fact he's sticking by his friend. I understand it. I get it. But on the Larissa thing, my thing is whoever did this put her in a bad situation. Just kind of like know when. And I keep wondering if the person who called in on her knew about her pending charges, hoping she would get picked up and detained.
It's serious. Thank you for calling in, Jamal. I appreciate the call.
All right, guys. Bye, John.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jamal.
Tammy, what are your last words?
John, good friend. Hang by,
Good friend.
Larissa. I agree. I will retract what I said. I don't think she should say anything right now. This is serious. She wants to stay here, and this has been going on too long. And we know that we know that there are people around her that she probably should get some better friends and get some good core people. Who else does she have though here? That's the problem. So John, do you have an extra room in your house? She might be over to your neck of the woods. Maybe we'll see her from your house.
You don't want to stay with us.
It's been nice seeing you again, Tammy. I actually missed you. You used to have to take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Where's Perry? Okay, you guys. So listen, we all agree on this. It's a serious situation. I think Larissa should continue to be quiet. Don't come out now and try to defend yourself. Let's just do it the right way, because they're looking at it. They're looking at the situation right now. Perry, what are your last words?
Like I said earlier, right? It could have been a situation. All this stuff is going on. She could have had an appointment knowing she was leaving. The responsible thing to do, take care of your stuff before you leave the state. I don't know, but it was blown out of proportion with Carmen going to say she was arrested.
Bad move, yeah.
We can argue why she said it. Perry only thinking is she did it for some type of attention.
All right. Fee, what are your last words?
I just want to say, even though I think this whole thing is fishy, and I think that something's not right about this case, but I love John Yates and Cody, and he just proved today what a great person to have as a friend.
Yeah, you're a ride or die, John. I'll tell you that. A ride or die. Cousin, last word?
My last word is I just want to know what she might have been arrested for if she was arrested, because she does so she was released. People keep saying, well, somebody might have called on her saying she's moving to Colorado. Until she leaves state lines, she hasn't committed a crime. I could be saying you're going to move to wherever, but until you commit the crime, I can't arrest you. So I can't just say you're about to leave your house and go and let me just take you now. You have to commit the crime for me to arrest you for the crime. So again, like I'm not saying like none of this stuff is adding up, but I would more agree that it has to be more on the on the truth side, because she's just messing with her whole livelihood if it's not. Like that's a lot.
John, what are your last words?
Thank you for having me on. Going into this, I knew I was going to be in the minority, and from the comments and from everybody else, yes, totally. Larissa is my friend, but I don't want everybody to think like this is because like she's my friend and I'm going to back her no matter what. Like, because you know what? Like, I've been down that road with Ashley, and I learned my lesson from Ashley, and I didn't want a repeat performance. That's why I've been quiet about this. That's why I've been neutral. That's why I haven't said anything until today, because it seemed like there was a lot going on. And, I took the time to like really talk to everybody involved and look at documents and this, that, and the other, to form my own opinion. Me and Larissa have disagreed in the past. Me and Carmen have disagreed in the past. It's not like, I'm going to blindly defend everything they do, but I don't want people to just think that it's like, oh, she's my friend, so that's what I'm going to do. No, I really took time to like look into this, and that's all.
Well, listen, John, you knew that you were going to be in the hot seat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for answering questions. You are a good friend. Larissa will be out of her mind not to realize that you're a good friend. So thank you. And I understand both sides. I do. I understand what you're going through, believe it or not. Okay, so we put the facts out there, and at the end of the day, it's up to the public. It's not over yet because they are looking at this case. So, V?
God bless you.
Are you okay?
It's my chair.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's say goodbye to the chat. Thank you guys for joining in. We appreciate it. Bye-bye, guys. See you next time. Bye.